Hi everyone, this is Guikhan and welcome back to my channel. Today I would like to invite you to go for an event as I anchor the Art and Literature Festival Tamenglong Orange Festival Editions Day 1. So before we start, I am just showing you what they have in store for us. They have the painting made by our own people, our children, our brothers and sisters. So this event is one of the first of its kind happened in the Orange Festival edition and in the Manglong as a whole. So I hope that we will have a blessed time together. Thank you. Welcome to all our esteemed guests, respected leaders, elders, learned scholar, artists, writers, and my dear friends. I am truly honored to be standing here as we gather here to celebrate the program organized by the Art and Literature Festival Tamenglong Orange Festival Editions. My name is Kuikhalium Lingmai, and before we start, I would like to just highlight the schedule. First of all, we'll have an opening prayer by our Reverend Zhao Gang Mai, which will be followed by an inaugural address, which will be followed by an opening address from our festival director, Ms. Pamju Liu Gon Mai. After which we will have an inaugural address from our respected Sir Chungla Mangkipken, ADC ADM Tamenglong. After which we will get to hear from our keynote speaker, Dr. Achim Yu Kamai. We will be witnessing a performing act from Mr. Malan Pamai, followed by a keynote address from Dr. A.B. Dizinbao. And we will also, at the meantime, we'll also have an oral story competitions, and we will be concluding our session with the declaration of the competition's result. As we know that our tribal communities is rich in oral tradition, folk narratives, visual art, music, and literature passed down through generations, through this program, we come together to preserve, express, and celebrate our cultural soul using words, colors, performance, and idea. So once again, I warmly welcome each one of you to the Art and Literature Festival Tamenglong Orange Festival Editions. Since we have some time constraint, I would not do much with the introduction and straightforward with the program. So may I invite our respected Sir, Reverend Zhao Gang Mai for the opening prayer.
This is my campus. I work here as one of the cabinet here, and the district administration requested us to host this, and well, of course, we didn't take their gracious heavenly loving Father.
Reverend dầu sen gang mai nhiều khang kalum tree na kalum lao the nhiều trong đoạn asai ka hậu kuri loi mangan na ni kai na tweet na tat kai ni the to mai lum the kuma mathang mai tat kai to mai sonong opening address khang asai Art and Literature Festival Tamenglong Trong Festival Director Miss Pamsio Liu Gon mai khang ka kan ti lao the
Thank you, ADM Tamenglong Sir Kipgen and ma'am, for agreeing to be with us here today. I know it was very short notice, but nevertheless, we really look forward to hearing from you. And I welcome everyone, friends, teachers, leaders, the speakers, and everyone here, with all their separate roles and interests and thoughts, to our maiden event. This is a maiden event, the first one of its kind, the first of its kind, the Tamenglong Art and Literature Festival, Orange Festival Edition 2025. Our aim here is to take up space and time to celebrate who we are. So we are here stationed in the heart of these hills, far away. So our team right there is over the hills and far away, because we're quite literally far away, and we are always considered a remote spot here, even in the state of Manipur. So we are here. I think that is in itself a reason to celebrate. That is something that we should be proud of. So we're stationed here today in the heart of these hills, and we come to listen, to share, to voice, and to create the things that make us alive. We have a fantastic lineup of speakers. We have curated artists and performers from all over the town, and even those who are not here today but who are part of the Tamenglong Inpui community, because I think the most important thing is to keep telling our stories. And through the stories we have here, through our artwork, through conversations and our craft, we will explore what moves us, what shapes us. And this is a space for the voices of this land, of the people, and the voices within us. Let's honor the threads and the strings that tie words, art, and this wild breeding world together. So once again, I welcome everyone to the Tamenglong Art and Literature Festival 2025. May these 3 days be full of creation, connection, expression, and the quiet power of things well told. Thank you.
Thank you so much. To share insight on these important subjects, I'm honored to have with us Sir Tamenglong Kipgen, ADC and ADM Tamenglong. So may I invite our sir to kindly deliver the keynote inaugural address.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
It is good to be here. My name is Tamenglong Kipgen. I've been here for almost 2 years, and I enjoy the smell, the food, the people of Tamenglong. I think it's after a very, very long time that I'm attending any sort of function with my wife. Please stand up for a while. Her name is Vasi Kipgen. Yeah, you can see, please. It's not very often that we get to go out and hang around together, because we stay in different places, and both my wife and my son came down to Tamenglong yesterday evening after a tedious journey of spanning over.
Our respected ADC and ADM Tamenglong, Sir Tamenglong Kipgen, for your presence and for speaking to us. Your word will surely resonate with our artists, writers, and everyone present here. To proceed with our programs, we will have slight changes. Oral storytelling competitions. We'll first get to listen from our keynote speaker, respected Dr. Aching Liu Kapmai. So I would like to give a little highlight about her. Today she will be speaking to us on the theme Rainfall as Ink Co-authoring with the Land. Dr. Aching Liu Kapmai is an academician, author, and ultra-runner, and a high rocks athlete. Her works has been recognized nationally and internationally with 2 poems selected for the NEP 2020 English syllabus and her book chosen for study at the University of North Carolina, Asiveld, USA. Two of her books, Lin Tuang Pu and Naga Tailstone, have been translated into Hindi language. At present, she is working on her next book for children, titled Adventure with Grandma, Where the Mountain Meets the Waterfall. Now I invite our respected keynote speaker, Dr. Aching Liu Kamai, on the stage.
Thank you. Thank you for the generous introduction. Our respected Sri Chungdenmon and our his lovely madam, and our creative and prolific art and literature festival, Tamenglong Orange Fest Edison, and the festival director, Pamziu Liu Gonmai, and her organic team, and our respected Dr. Chambo, singer-songwriter Malan Pamay, to quote one Native American poet, Joy Harjo. She wrote in one of her poems about the kitchen being the center of the community, of the family, where birth and death, funeral and life happen. And so here, when we make the place where family gathers the center of things, we can create a very beautiful, meaningful conversations. And even our own right, that it's not worth remembering, it's not worth telling. We have come far, and the storms have not washed away our stories. And a little bit of co-authoring with the land for the younger ones who are doing research, who are in colleges, and who are our future writers. I would like to say a little bit that there is importance in finding the authentic voices when you work with people. If we do this, it will honor individual experiences and integrating them into a broader narrative that reflects the diverse perspectives and fosters empathy. To be a writer is one thing, but to write empathically, to bring out the emotions.
Vast experience and thoughtful perspective, your words have not only enriched our minds, but also remind us of our responsibility towards our culture, creativity, and community. The clarity of your thoughts and depth of your message will continue to resonate with us long after today's program. Once again, thank you, ma'am. To proceed with our program, I would like to present to you a voice that does not sing, that does not just sing, but tells story, a voice that many of us has grown up listening and continue to admire it. He is not merely a performer on stage, he is a keeper of melody, a bridge between traditions and modern expression. His songs reflects our roots, our emotions, and the rhythm of our people. And I would like to present to you our one and only Malan Panmay on the stage.
और दूसरे हमारे चीफ गेस्ट सर किपगन एंड मैम एंड सॉरी थर्डली मैं प्रोग्राम ऑर्गेनाइजर्स को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ. मिस पैम, माय former student, my former Hindi student. So, thank you. Why I'm saying this Hindi? Because I thought let's have a change. We have been sitting and let people think, huh? Kya ho raha hai? And maybe even the CRPF people, they might think, oh, kuch Hindi to chal raha hai. Because they are feeling very bored doing this duty. So I'm going to narrate one story, a folk tale, which was narrated to me by my father. He did. There was a girl weaving alone in the afternoon, sitting under the granary, like sap guide. And a young man and a stranger comes and sits beside her. And the next day it happened again. Next day it happened again. This has been happening for the past 1 week. He comes, sits down, talks, trying to impress the girl. One day, the girl told one grandmother, elderly grandmother, "Apai, someone has been coming. I don't know from which village. I don't know whose son. He's been coming, sitting, trying to impress me, trying to courting." Then the elderly woman said, "Oh, then do one thing. Take some turmeric, cut them into small pieces, wrap it inside a banana leaf, and put in your basket where you put your yarns, threads, and let's see." So the girl did the same. Next day, the boy comes. He feels so comfortable with the girl, starts to lie down beside her, starts playing with her, weaving stuffs, and then suddenly he took that turmeric wrapped inside the banana leaf and opened it. But it opened and fell down on his chest. Suddenly, the young man stands up. He stood up and fled. The girl yelled out, "Wait, wait, what happened?" He ran away. After that, the girl went back to the Apai, Karopai, and said, "Apai, this happened, this happened." Then Apai said, "Surely he must be an offspring, the son of the python. I also thought the same. That's why I gave you that turmeric to confirm." So in our culture, people say, when you kill a python, the muscles still move, shake, even after it's dead, even after 2-3 hours. But if you sprinkle turmeric, the shivering of the muscles, the flesh stops. So, maybe a connection. So, the Karopai, the Apai did this, and yes. And then, the next day, the same Karopai came again. I don't know. And he said, "Aluna, my child, your husband is ill. He's groaning. He's yelling. He's in pain." "What? I don't have a husband. I'm not married yet." "No, the young man who had been coming to you is your husband now. Your heart and his heart are together now. Now, if you don't go visit him, he will die." The woman thought, what to do? Then he felt pity. "Okay, Apai, we will do that." So they went down to a lake, beside the lake. And the old woman said, "You have to jump down." "What, Apai? I will die, I will drown." Then the old woman said, "No. You just have to sing, 'Apai lazande, apai lazande. Apai lazande, apai lazande.'" Means, that's my grandmother's promise. That's my grandmother's promise. Just jump. Okay, fine. She jumped. Splashed. Then, under the pond, under the lake was another world, and he saw the man was groaning in pain. The chest was burned. And then she came and she boiled some water, gave some warm water bath, massage, and tried to clean all the colors of the turmeric. After that, the python got well again. The python requested to stay for a week. She stayed. After a week, the girl said, "Now I have to go back. My villagers, my parents will be waiting for me." So the python couldn't stop her anymore. "Okay, fine. You go back to your village, to your world. But you will lay an egg. If you lay that egg, you have to take that egg and put inside wooden bucket which we normally use for keeping rice, beer, wine, a bew. So you have to put husk of rice, pai laulana, and sit and put the egg and sit on top of the egg. Our child will hatch from inside the egg." "Okay, fine," she said. She went up again, and surely indeed, after some days, an egg was hatched. She put the egg just like the young man said, "Python young man." She sat for a while, but the hatching didn't happen. And she remembered the words of the python and of the grandmother that if something doesn't happen right, she has to just sing "Apaila zande, apaila zande, apaila zande, apaila zande." Apaila zande, my grandmother's promise. So she sat for some time, and indeed, after singing that song, the egg hatched. Out came a very beautiful young boy. And the story goes that the python visited her off and on, and the boy grew big. And it said, the python visits, but not as a husband. He doesn't stay, he just visited for a few hours and goes back. The boy is now big, maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 years old. But he doesn't know who his father is. One day, the mother said, "I'm going to the field. I'm drying the grains in the sun. Please take care of that." And the python comes that afternoon. And the python came up inside that round basket, ziplana coiled, and with the tail, napsam tihai, namgum tihai. The tail was sweeping and comfortably coiled up. Seeing this, the son got angry. "What is this? It's a python. It's not godly. Must be some spirit." The boy came and killed the python. Sadly, the head was cut. The mother came back. The boy said, "Mom, Mom, today I killed a python." "What? Let me see. This one." "Oh no, that's your father." "Oh, Mom, you didn't tell me before." "No. What to do?" She went to the Apai grandmother again and said, "Apai, this happened. Oh no, that's such a sad thing. Now you have to take the head, the skull, and leave this village. It's no longer safe for you. Take your child, take the skull of the python, and take one small chicken. Rồi siap ma. Hunga tatho. Go far away from this village. Whenever you see a good land, the chicken will start chirping, chip, chip, chip. And the skull of the python will jump out of your hand and start burrowing into the ground and vanish. That is where you will set up a village, and that is where your son will become a king," said the grandmother. And you have to say, "Apaila zande, apaila zande, apaila zande, apaila zande." So off they went, packed their things, said goodbye to their folks in the village, cried. Everyone bade farewell. They set off with some few bare necessities. They found so many good lands, but the chicken didn't chirp, the skull didn't jump out, and off they went from one place to another. So for so many days, the boy said, "Mom, I'm tired." The mom said, "Don't worry, you have to push on. You'll be the king of that place one day." And one day they saw a land in between waters. It is called Kang Mai, Dui Kang Mai, a dry land in between the waters. Kalo means in Rongmai it is called the navel, or Kalo means middle. Middle Hokkien, there was one land amidst all the waters. Kang Mai, Dui Kang Mai. And my father and the others say that that land is actually Kangla in Imphal. Kangla actually meant Kang Mai, Kalo Ho Kang Mai. And history also says that Imphal was submerged underwater long time back. So anyways, so they went to that, let's go there. They went. As soon as they reached, the chicken started chirping, chip, 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 chip. And after that, the skull jumped out and started burrowing, vanished under the sand. And she sang, "Apaila zande, apaila zande, apaila zande, apaila zande." And after that, they set up, they started living, and many people joined. It became a village, it became a big kingdom, and the boy became a king. And since he was the son of a python, they say all the descendants of that king had a tail, extra long tail. This bone, I think, maybe this bone. Maybe when covered, not visible, but yes, longer than normal. So that's how the kingdom, I don't know which kingdom, the story says a kingdom was set up there. Now, beyond that story, the story is almost finished. Beyond that story, my father also said once another king invaded Kangla. Maybe he said maybe from Moirang side or somewhere. I don't know historically whether it's correct or not. But they invaded, and the children of that king, they escaped by diving into the water, and they escaped. And the Moirang king, whatever that king, could not kill all the descendants of that king. And one prince or one descendant of that king even reached Jiri side, Assam side. So that's how the story is. Apaila zande, apaila zande, apaila zande, apaila zande. That's the story of the Python king. Thank you.
Much, sir, from listening to our kitchen to this very platform. It means a lot. And in personal note, being someone a great fan of a storyteller, it's like ticking one of my bucket lists. Like most of the people will think like one day I will go and listen to this live performance by this certain band, but it is my wish that once I travel somewhere to a bigger place, I will go and listen to a live story telling. So thank you so much once again. And to proceed with our program, we will have the oral storytelling competitions. We have four participants for this competition. Firstly, we have Himgai Liu Pan Mai, Ivanka Gang Mai, Richie Lung Le Pa Me, Sui Le Pa Me. I request the four competitors to get ready one after another. And I would also like to introduce the judge of this storytelling competitions. We have Holly Newmay and Peace Newmay. Miss Holly Newmay will see the voice modulations and clarity, and Sir Peace Newmay will see the content and story structure, also the stage presence of the competitors. Now, if the judges, I request the judges to take their seats. I invite our judges to take the front seat and to get ready. At the meantime, I also invite the first competitor, Miss Himgal Liu Pan Mai, on the stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Himgali Upadmai. Today I'm going to tell a story on the title, Jesus Feeds the 5,000, taken from John chapter 6, verses 1 to 13. Jesus was traveling from town to town, helping people wherever he went, preaching them about God's love, healing the sick, comforting the hurting, and showing everyone that God's kingdom.
Was Miss Himgali Upanmai. May God bless you too. Next, we have Ivanka Gangmai. I invite Ivanka Gangmai on the stage, which will be followed by Richie Lungle Paming.
Hello everyone, my name is Ivanka Gangmai. I'm 7 years old. Jonah and Joel. A long time ago, there was a prophet named Jonah. One day, God appeared to Jonah. Jonah, I want you to... Everyone, my name is Rechungla Pamen. Today, I'm going to tell the story in the title, The Soul and Minstrel. This story was narrated by my grandmother, and I'm going to narrate this story in my dialect, Zeme. Ina so ba dar samne sone minstrel. Này cái rằng nó bờ khẩu đoan ghép rằng nó ghé từ lệ ghé từ lo ghép rằng nó tới bằng cái số bồi na.
Hello everyone, my name is Sui Lempame. Today I will be narrating a story narrated by my great-grandfather, and I will narrate this story back to you in my own dialogue, Zeme language. Papui ti te mi ta ti burasam. Do gap now nai no pe lung this le. Lung gap no pe nan pe no dung kam so nan lak si bega.
We have our last speaker, Dr. A.B. Dizinbao. Before his start, I would also like to give a little introduction about today. He will be speaking on the theme Community, Memory and Cultural Continuity, Why Festival Matters Today. To know a little more about him, Dr. A.B. Dizinbao is a PhD. He holds a PhD, is a researcher and scholar specializing in folklore and cultural studies. His extensive work has been published in various academic journals and has contributed to several edited volumes. Dr. Dizinbao has actively participated in numerous national and international seminars and conferences where he has presented a range of research papers. He is the author of Chakyu Tam, Poems and Rhymes 2021 and Folklore of the Lengmais in 2025. He earned his PhD in folkloristics from the Department of Cultural and Creative Studies at Naples. I invite Dr. Dizinbao for the keynote address.
Good afternoon. I feel the crowd is a perfect definition of the term intelligentsia, where we gather together to discuss and to disseminate things which we feel is an urgency for community. Uh, at outset, I would like to say thank you to every one of us. Are we a tree without roots? If a tree wants to grow bigger, taller, I think we need to water our roots for the future generation. With these few words and few thoughts, I leave here and I ended my speech from here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. A.B. Dizinbo. Thank you for speaking to us. Your dedication to knowledge, culture, and community development reflects a deep commitment to shaping minds and nurturing society. And I believe that your words today has enlightened us, motivate us, and add great value to this program. We have come to the last part of our program, that is the declaration of the competition's result. So I give time to our organizers for the declaration of competition results. I'm so sorry, but before the declarations took up, I just want to give a little information about our speaker, Dr. A.B. Dizinbo, that he is currently working on Off with Magic and Trickstar, a Lengmai narratives, and an essay on Lengmai folkloristic. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
The storytelling performances were outstanding, engaging, and expressive. It was a delightful and commendable effort by all the participants. Thank you once again to all the participants. The participants' hearts must be beating as they wait for the results. So please stay calm and relax. So before I announce the results, may I kindly invite Dr. Jambo to the stage to deliver the prizes. The oral storytelling competition, the first prize goes to Himgon Liu Pan Mai. Pama. Third prize goes to Suila Pama.
Take your photos together for second, third.
And we have one consolation prize. Ivanka Gangmai, can you please come forward?
Thank you, Ms. Solin Yumai, and thank you, Dr. Chambo. And once again, congratulations to all the participants of the oral storytelling competitions. And ladies and gentlemen, today we have not only celebrated art and literature, but we have also reaffirmed our responsibility to protect, promote, and pass on our cultural heritage to future generations. Let us continue to write our stories, paint our dreams, and speak our truth proudly as our Tamenglong in Tui Naga. On behalf of the organizing committee, I thank each one of you for your presence, participation, and your support.